What's happening, News Nation viewers? Get ready for a whirlwind of breaking news that's shaking up the sports world and beyond. We've got a potential NBA superstar shakeup brewing. A major injury crisis hitting a championship contender. And a shocking revelation about a league MVP. Stick around because you won't want to miss a second of this. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Did Giannis Antetokounmpo just hint at a blockbuster trade? The NBA's biggest stars were at Stephen Curry's exclusive All-Star party, but only one outsider was invited: Giannis himself. This intimate gathering, revealed by ESPN analyst Mark J. Spears, has sent shockwaves through the league, fueling intense speculation about a potential move to the Golden State Warriors. With the Warriors facing roster uncertainty and Curry sidelined, could the Greek freak be the superstar they desperately need to reignite their championship aspirations? We dive deep into the whispers and the Warriors' desperate need for star power. The Golden State Warriors' championship hopes have been significantly hampered by injuries to key players like Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, creating a void that whispers suggest could be filled by a player of Giannis Antetokounmpo's caliber. Mark J. Spears dropped a bombshell on the Willard and Dibbs show, revealing that Antetokounmpo was the sole non-Warriors player at Stephen Curry's recent All-Star party. This exclusive invitation signals a personal connection between the two NBA titans, igniting rumors that have been simmering for months. Despite Giannis's continued loyalty to the Milwaukee Bucks, the team's current struggles and uncertain future have many wondering if he might explore new horizons. The Bucks, currently sitting outside the playoff picture, are far from the dominant force they've been in recent years. Meanwhile, the Warriors, despite their own injury woes, are actively seeking to bolster their roster to maximize Curry's remaining championship window. A trade for Antetokounmpo would undoubtedly require a massive overhaul, potentially involving players like Draymond Green or even the injured Jimmy Butler. But the allure of pairing two MVPs is undeniable. Audience impact. Fans and analysts alike are buzzing about the possibility, with social media ablaze with trade scenarios and discussions about the Warriors' strategy. The revelation has put both the Bucks and the Warriors under an intense spotlight as the offseason approaches. Don't go anywhere, because the drama is just heating up. Next, we'll reveal the full extent of the Warriors' injury epidemic and how it's pushing their season to the brink. The Golden State Warriors are in the throes of an unprecedented injury crisis, and head coach Steve Kerr isn't holding back. He described his team as about as beaten up as any team I can remember. A stark admission that paints a grim picture of their current state. With multiple starters sidelined, including Stephen Curry and the recently injured Jimmy Butler, the Warriors are struggling to stay competitive. A string of devastating injuries to their star players has pushed the Golden State Warriors to the brink, forcing head coach Steve Kerr to candidly assess the team's dire situation. The Warriors' injury report reads like a who's who of sidelined stars. Stephen Curry remains out with a lingering knee issue, and Jimmy Butler's season-ending ACL tear has left a massive hole in their lineup. Adding to the woes, Draymond Green was a late scratch due to back soreness. The team's depth was further tested during their recent loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, where Al Horford suffered a calf injury, Seth Curry went down with an adductor issue, and Quinton Post was sidelined with an ankle concern. These cumulative blows have left the Warriors incredibly short-handed, forcing Kerr to rely on less experienced players for significant minutes. The team's recent performance reflects this struggle, with a string of losses pushing them precariously close to falling out of the play-in tournament. Audience impact. Fans are expressing deep concern and frustration online, questioning the team's depth and resilience. Analysts are debating whether the Warriors can recover from this injury onslaught and salvage their season, with many predicting a tough road ahead. But the injury woes are just one part of the Warriors' current nightmare. Next, we'll dissect the devastating impact these absences had in their latest game and what it means for their playoff hopes. the Golden State Warriors' injury woes have officially reached crisis levels, with their recent loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves compounding an already dire situation. Already without stars Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, and starter Moses Moody, the team saw their bench depleted further with Draymond Green ruled out pre-game and 3 more players suffering injuries during the contest. A devastating series of injuries, including new setbacks during their game against the Timberwolves, has left the Golden State Warriors critically short-handed and struggling to compete. The Warriors' depth was tested to its absolute limit against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Draymond Green's absence due to a back injury was followed by Al Horford leaving with calf tightness, Seth Curry exiting with an adductor issue, and Quinton Post sustaining an ankle injury. This left the Warriors severely lacking in their frontcourt, forcing head coach Steve Kerr to deploy forwards like Malevi Leons and Gui Santos at center. Despite a valiant second-half effort that saw them cut a 25-point deficit to as little as 7, the Warriors ultimately lacked the manpower and star power to overcome the Timberwolves, who were led by a stellar performance from Anthony Edwards. While young players like Brandon Podziemski and Gui Santos showed flashes of brilliance, their efforts weren't enough to bridge the gap created by the mounting absences. The team's shooting struggles, including a sub-40% field goal percentage and a dismal 31.3% from three-point range, further hampered their chances. Audience impact. The Warriors fan base is expressing a mix of frustration and concern, with many questioning the team's ability to overcome such widespread injuries. Basketball analysts are highlighting the immense challenge facing Steve Kerr and the team as they embark on a difficult road trip. As the Warriors battle through this injury storm, one player is making a notable return. Coming up, we'll look at Kristaps Porziņģis' performance amidst the chaos and what it signals for the team's future. Despite a valiant comeback attempt, the Golden State Warriors succumbed to the Minnesota Timberwolves, marking their longest losing streak of the season. The 127-117 loss at Chase Center, exacerbated by a flurry of new injuries, underscores the team's current struggles and their precarious position in the standings. The Warriors' growing injury list worsened during their loss to the Timberwolves, extending their losing streak and highlighting their vulnerability. The Warriors found themselves in a deep hole early, trailing by as much as 25 points in the third quarter. While they mounted an impressive second-half surge, narrowing the gap to 7 points in the fourth, it wasn't enough to overcome the more complete Minnesota Timberwolves. The absence of key players like Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green was compounded by mid-game injuries to Seth Curry, adductor, Quinton Post, ankle, and Al Horford, calf. This left head coach Steve Kerr with limited options, forcing him to play Kristaps Porziņģis significant minutes at center. Porziņģis, despite admitting his conditioning is still a work in progress, delivered a solid performance with 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, showcasing his talent even as he works back to full strength. However, the team's overall shooting woes, including a 33.3% field goal percentage and 16.7% from three-point range in the first half, proved too much to overcome. The Warriors' inability to consistently score, coupled with defensive lapses, allowed the Timberwolves, led by Anthony Edwards' 42 points, to maintain control. Audience impact. Fans are debating the team's resilience and playoff chances, while pundits are analyzing the Warriors' depth and the impact of their injury-riddled season. Stay with us as we recap all the major headlines from today's show. Don't miss our lightning round recap and the full call to action after the break. And that's a wrap on today's News Nation. We saw Giannis Antetokounmpo spotted at Stephen Curry's party, fueling trade rumors. The Warriors are battling a brutal injury crisis, with multiple players sidelined. Kristaps Porziņģis showed flashes of brilliance despite the team's loss, and head coach Steve Kerr spoke candidly about his team's struggles. Don't miss out on any of the breaking news. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for all the latest updates, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the loop. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow us on all our social media platforms for more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.